Good night, Mickey. Now for me snap. Here's me bread. Now, let's see what we're having on it. Ah, now look. They must be going further south this year. Oh, well. It'll be just the cheese tonight, then. And, of course, my own sugar lumps. And my dad said I'd never amount to naught. These folks in this town would strike you down and leave you naked in a ditch to get their hands on these. But first I'll have my bread and cheese. No. No. First I'll have a sup of tea. Aye. With my sugar lumps. No. Because then cheese on top of that will probably take taste away. Decisions. This is what Mr. Hardacre always warned me about. The problems of affluence. The agonies of choice. Get me out of here.
Ah, the basic rule of first aid proved yet again. Examination of the wallet often brings the patient round.
My God, you got me in a straitjacket.
Oh, we had to, Mr. Hardacre, man. You were raving.
You know, this wallet probably saved your life. True, you suffered a blow to the head, but the wallet on your hip undoubtedly broke your fall. Oh, well, this is an ingenious wee compartment. I never know where to keep mine. You wouldn't happen to know how many years you can keep them before they perish?
Perish, man. We're all going to perish at any moment.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
You're making very free with Father's 12-year-old aged in the cask, Glen Hoddle.
He won't miss it.
Talks as if the old man were dead.
12:05. For you, Morris, the palmy days are over. From now on, there'll be no room in the Hardacre Empire for spongers, wastrels, intellectuals, or Nancy boys.
Where are all these interesting people going?
I suggest you try the Foreign Office.
There must be some reason for all this unhealthy excitement. What has happened?
When a man flings a mighty stone into a pond, Morris, it may be some time before the ripples reach the edge. The bigger the pond, the longer they take. However, sooner or later the wave hits all the nasty little creepy crawlies that lurk in the weeds. That wave, my dear brother, is about to surge up your trouser leg.
Well, Matthew, I'm waiting for an explanation.
Well, I come looking for your father, you see.
Mummy's bed. Now, I know you're lying. He never sleeps in Mummy's bed.
Well, I know that now. Your mum explained that to me, and then, you see, we got talking.
Charlotte, there comes a time in a girl's life where innocence is tantamount to perversity. There are certain things you're quite old enough to know. This young man came... That is to say, he arrived here with some farmyard bird and bull story about wanting to marry you. Now, a mother knows her duty. I couldn't let you marry any Tom or Harry. As I know only too well, being married to the wrong man is like being trapped in the maze at Hampton... that place near London.
Charlotte, unless your mother's been playing a practical joke with me, and I don't entirely rule that out, we were wrong about, you know, Thingy.
Thingy?
You know, the gooseberry bushes and the doctor's little black bag. It's even more far-fetched than any of that.
Typical. 2 nations in this country. When my good Desmond went balmy, they said there were a 2-year waiting list for that jacket.
There is no question of queue jumping. In this hospital, there is no such thing as a private patient. Still, one has to move with the times. Have you considered, Mr. Hardacre, the advantages of private health insurance? I have the application forms to hand.
You'll not get a penny out of me, you Caledonian quack. Do you realise there's going to be an explosion?
Oh, an explosion, you say?
Oh, my God. The gypsy's warning comes back to me now. Beware the cottage hospital.
The former cottage workhouse where you spent those unhappy childhood years. Everything I've worked and schemed and fought for, every hope, every dream, and for what? To be blown sky high without even one last bang.
This is your guilt welling up from that black and decadent whirlpool you call your soul. This is your own subconscious crying out for help, and I could answer that call if you were a private patient. Now, seriously, there are many advantages. For instance, you could be treated in the intimacy of your own home.
Oh, I'll join now. 100 guineas, Macduff, if it gets me out of this hospital right away. Oh, how much? You're right, Doctor. He has got wrong twist.
Just leave the diagnosis to those that are qualified, Fairchild. This is the most amazing recovery from the very brink of man.
Just take the money and get me out of here.
Aye, all in good time, all in good time. Now, there are certain formalities. For instance, we need 2 doctor's signatures on the form.
200 guineas.
Aye, I suppose I could sign it twice, civil as a clerical working delay.
Every second's a matter of life and death. Come on, man.
Just one more thing. Before I can release you from the straitjacket, I must have your signature on the form. Oh, there's an interesting wee conundrum. I may have to seek guidance from the Royal College.
Where do I sign?
Well, that were a disappointment. Didn't taste no different. Oh, no wonder. They've not melted. Perhaps I should take 'em home. No. No, these are my sugar lumps. They're a treat for me. By heck, it takes some getting down.
Can it be knocking at this hour? It's the police. Come for to take our Matt. Oh, fruit of my womb, thou's killed the father, and now the cruel arm of justice is reaching out to take thee. No, it is not a Bobby's knock. Cannot be our Jack. He's still in hospital. Up and it's George. No, he's down mine, night watching for Bradley Hardacre.
I did knock, but you mustn't have heard me.
What does want with me or mine? Slut, harlot, Jezebel.
I know you don't like me much, but we must talk.
There's none in this house has a word to say to thee, save our Jack, since thou's turned his head with your flaunting and your flouncing and your tricks no decent woman would know about, let alone stoop to. With light on and all, I'll be bound. It's a fine thing for them as can afford a light to have on. Aye. Well, he's out just at present.
It was you I came to see.
Aye, he's still in hospital, where their father's blind lust for profit and flagrant disregard of the Mines and Quarries Bracket Safety Provisions End Bracket Act of 1883 has left him.
As I know. I tell you, Mrs. Fairchild, it's you I came to see.
Well, they've seen me, and they've seen I've naught to say to the likes of thee.
So you think Jack still loves me?
I wouldn't call it love, just know it heat of beast since sty.
Oh, how little you know. If only I could make you see into my soul. What exactly are you doing?
Pea podding.
You mean someone actually puts the peas in the pods?
To think they get there on their own? To the likes of thee, milk comes from bottles. There's no knowledge of the drudgery that feeds thee.
Oh, it must be interesting work, though, and I bet it takes a jolly lot of skill.
Aye, there's no 2 pods alike, or 2 peas.
Well, anyway, Jack doesn't love me anymore.
Praise be. The fever's broke at last. He's seen the light. He's seen thee for what they are.
Oh, you blind fool, can't you see? No, he doesn't love me. He loves that sweet, demure little Miss Innocent. My sister Charlotte.
I don't believe you. You're making it up. It's just too silly for words.
Tell her, Lady Patience, tell her. It's right what I'm saying, isn't it?
You seem to have covered the essentials.
I won't believe it. I won't. I mean, as if.
Charlotte! Charlotte! I'm going to go to her.
Matt!
Oh, Austin! I'm so confused. Why must everything change? Why can't things stay the way they are?
There's only one thing that stays the same in this jungle we call life, my dear, and that is the law of the jungle. The strong devour the weak.
Oh, Austin, it's you. How strange. You sounded exactly like Bradley.
That's something you'll have to get used to, Mother.
What do you mean, Austin?
I mean, Mother, that neither you nor I need ever fear the sound of that man's footfall or the sound of his voice raised in anger ever again.
You mean he's done what he's always threatened? He's bought that bungalow in Southport?
No, Mother. He won't be buying anything or anyone ever again.
You mean something terrible has happened to him? And I wasn't there. Oh, my rotten luck.
Yes, it hasn't really been Father's Day.
Is he terribly hurt? I must go to him. I must savour every moment.
Too late, I'm afraid, Mother.
You mean it's all over? How did it happen?
I've written the notice for the Times. At the cottage hospital, quietly in bed. Astonishingly quietly. SBD, Mother. No bang, of course, but you might have felt the tremor.
Well, now that you mention it a little while ago, I did fancy that I felt the earth move.
I can see that the prospect of widowhood appalls you, Mother. However, you can rely on me. Life will go on much as before, with just one difference. I am the master now. Naturally, there'll have to be some economies in your establishment. There'll be no more of these fancy modern wheelchairs. You can make do with crutches like everybody else.
I never danced to your father's tune, Austin, and I'll not dance to yours.
Oh, yes, you will, Mother. This town may be nothing but a dunghill, but at least it's got a new cock.
Oh, no, it hasn't, Austin. It's still the same old cock that it's been all along.
But I don't understand. You should be dead.
You'll find Austin that I'm very much alive. Alive and kicking.
Oh! No man can survive the blast of those two lumps.
There was no blast, Austin.
You mean?
Yes, your half-baked plan went off at half-cock. So there'll be no flags flying at Utterly for half-mast for a while yet.
Yeah, but it wasn't my plan, Father. It was your plan. All I did was to improvise quite brilliantly, I thought, and made sure you were in the cottage hospital when the balloon went up.
You were very clever, Austin, but you reckoned without one thing.
What was that?
You overlooked the human element, or in this case, the subhuman element. Oh. George Fairchild.
Of course, that must be it. That fool Fairchild let me down. Play Austin Hardacre false, will he? I'll teach him.
Just a minute, Austin. You tried to kill me. Now, you know what that's called, don't you? That's called parricide.
Ah, surely, Father, that's the trade name of our latest poison gas.
Don't fence with me, son. You tried to kill your father. At last I know you're my own flesh and blood. There were times I wondered whether you were any cub of mine, but now I'm sure of it, you little rascal. The idea was there. The plan was a good one. It's just the execution, Austin. You have to follow through, you see, right to the finish.
I'll try, Father.
I know you will, son.
I'll make you proud of me yet. Please, Lady Patience. You might at least help me to find me trousers.
You're not leaving yet, surely.
Well, my mum will be worried. Hey, you don't know what time the buses start running, do you?
Buses? What are buses? Come back here, you provoking boy.
Well, I have to get home, you see, to write something down. While I was under the bed, like, when your visitors were in, it all welled up like in a poem.
The Chinese say, Matt, and they're a very wise people, that the poetry of action is worth 1,000 words.
This might be more than 1,000 words eventually, but I've got the first verse in my head now.
Save it.
And hear it you shall. My breath was hushed neath the clothes tonight. I was tense and ached on the mattress thin. Had a thump in each and my face were white. There was naught to pay but the wages of sin. Do you like it?
You know I do.
There's plenty more where that came
I
from.
was hoping there might be.
Mummy? Mummy?
Oh, good, Mummy. I was hoping you'd still be awake.
What do you want at this time of night?
Can we have one of our talks? You know, like we always used to have at bedtime. Do you remember? When I used to be afraid there was somebody hiding under the bed.
Yes, it's quite like old times.
Do you remember? We used to talk about what I'd do when I grew up.
If you grew up.
And you used to smile at me because I wanted to be a nurse. You were right. It was just the uniform that attracted me, the starch mainly.
And the stockings.
It's very late, Morris.
That was a silly ambition. Now I know what I really want to do. I'm going into the Foreign Office.
Well, why don't you sleep on it, darling?
Oh, yes, Mummy.
No, in your own bed, darling.
I've been talking it over with Guy. Oh, isn't it wonderful, Mummy? We're going to change the world.
Yes, that'll be very nice, dear.
And when we've changed everything, we'll be on top. And everybody else will be underneath. Pretty well.
But why is it suddenly so important, Morris? Why does it have to be now?
Because, Mummy, because my mind is in such a whirl. I've chosen this path, you see. I must set myself a great task because, Mummy, my heart is broken. I've lost someone who meant more than the world to me. Someone with lovely hands. And that someone loves another. And I will probably never see that someone again. Ever.
Hello, Mr. Morris. How are you keeping?
Oh, Mrs. Fairchild, we both want the same thing.
Aye, the daughters of Jezreel spake with honeyed tongues to the men of Ashkelon, and the men of Ashkelon was sore afraid. Aye, because they knew what they were after.
Can't you see? I'm trying to help you, but you won't let me. Jack! Jack, what are you doing? I should be in hospital.
I've discharged myself.
What, at middle of night?
Aye. Doctor said it were a nocturnal discharge.
But, Jack, oh, my dear, you should be in bed.
Aye. That's what there's always said.
Oh!
That's all betwixt thee and me.
Jack, what are you doing? I will not strike the hussy. Not till thou's properly got thy strength back.
Now, George, what I want to know is why something hasn't happened that should have happened.
You don't mean Agnes? She's not up for membership again, is she? I don't know what's causing it.
No, George, something that should have happened tonight at midnight. Now, did you have your tea break at the time you was told to?
I did, Mr. Haddock.
And did you put that sugar in the tea?
That sugar that Mr. Austin gave you out of the kindness of his heart?
Oh, aye. Yeah, I did. Oh, aye. Yeah. It were right good of him. He's a good lad. He takes after you, Mr. Hardacre. Kindness personified. The worker's friend.
He's got to be lying, Father. Look, why don't I go up to the old nursery, find Morris's toy box and fetch his thumb screws?
No, Austin, we'll do this my way. There are ways of loosening a man's tongue.
Oh, yes, I know. You sort of get the scissors and you snip the muscles at the back of the throat.
Never mind that, Austin. Just pass me the cigar cutter, would you? Now, George. Whatever are we going to do with you?
Oh, Doctor, I knew I'd find you here.
What are you doing here in the middle of the night, Miss Hardacre?
Oh, Doctor, I've no one to turn to. I'm so confused. I don't know. I left the house and somehow my feet brought me here, as if directed by some force stronger than myself.
Yes, I believe myself there's some kind of magnetic effect with these tram lines.
Doctor, you must have thought me so foolish, so innocent, a mere child. Yes. Yes, I was. Till tonight.
What are you talking about, Miss Hardacre? You haven't been...
My eyes have been opened.
Oh, just your eyes. You haven't seen something untoward in some way.
I've seen the brute beast in man. I had thought that human love was pure and noble and fine, but no, it's just rude.
Miss Hardacre, if you've been exposed to the importunate fumblings of some unshaven youth, I do not wonder at your distress. But there is the world of difference between that and the expert attention of possibly an older man, somebody well versed in the ways of the world, who understands the working of the heart and the secrets of the human body, or at least knows where to look them up.
Oh, Doctor, I know you're trying to be kind.
Oh, I'm willing to be very, very kind, Miss Hardacre.
It's no use, Doctor. If that's what men call love, then I shall turn my back on it, and I shall devote my life to that greater love, the love of doing good for those in want, in pain, and in suffering.
What exactly is mangle for, Mr. Haddock?
It's a very handy device, George, for wringing the truth out of people. Now, George, I put it to you that at midnight or thereabouts you did take those sugar lumps wilfully and brazenly, and in defiance of explicit instructions, did cold-bloodedly and with malice aforethought take and sell same to the highest bidder on the night shift.
Mr. Haddock, you've got a wonderful head for business on them shoulders. If I had half your brain.
Oh, Father, this is getting us nowhere. Look, let me go and get Morris's little torturer's outfit. He's got the number 6 set, the one that turns any dining table into a full-size rack.
No, Austin will do this my way. Well, George, I see that you are determined to make the acquaintance of the mangle. You're not by any chance a masochist, are you?
I've always voted Conservative, Mr. Hardacre.
Nevertheless, the mangle it shall be.
I don't know what I've done wrong, Mr. Hardacre. You said it was all right for me to have that sugar in my tea. I only did what I was told.
You're lying. If you put those sugar lumps in hot tea, you wouldn't be here to tell the tale.
Hot tea, Mr. Austin? Well, I would like some us keep us tea up down pit. No, it's cold tea we have with a snap.
This has the ring of truth. So come on, George, what happened to them lumps?
Well, they never melted, Mr. Hardacre. Anyway, I thought, I'm not going to waste them. I'll take them home for wife or dog.
Dog?
It is our Jack's dog. Classy, he calls it. Short for class struggle.
Let me refresh your memory. By the terms of tenancy of that house, which I own and for which you pay a pittance of rent, you are not allowed to harbour any non-human mammal.
Yeah, well, it is our Jack's dog. It's him who should get mangled.
No pigeons in the roof, no cooking of chips after sunset, no usage of sink for an unlawful purpose, even in inclement weather.
I know, Mr. Hardacre, I know.
Well, you should know. Them terms and conditions are posted on the bedroom wall of every dwelling in Utterley.
Oh, Father, this is all beside the point.
No, it isn't. It's a matter of principle. How can you afford to keep a dog when I keep being told, lied to in my face, that no one in this town has any money? I don't know what's happening to the working man in this country. The pendulum swung too far.
Father, the SPD.
Hey. Oh, aye. So come on, George. What happened to them lumps?
Well, I thought, what does wife do for me? And it's not very often that dog wags his tail for me either.
Come on, man. What did you do with them?
Well, I ate them, Mr. Hardacre. Mind you, they were hard to get down. I had to swallow them all. And I can feel them lying every now while we're talking. And something started rumbling.
Oh, my God, he's a human bomb.
What's up, Mr. Hardacre?
George, I want you to walk out of this house using the front door on this occasion, George. You'll find it's the nearest way.
The front door? Me, Mr. Hardacre?
Yes, George. And you've to walk very slowly and carefully, like you see Mr. Austin and me doing, and go straight to the cottage hospital, and when you get there, tell Dr. Macduff that you're to have the best of everything, and Mr. Hardacre will pay.
What is it that's wrong with me?
Well, you must leave that for Mr. Macduff to find out. You just go directly to the hospital and admit yourself.
Hey, Mr. Hardacre, you're a saint in human
form. No, George, just start walking, will you?
I don't know why you bothered sending him to the cottage hospital. They won't be able to save him. He could blow at any time.
Exactly, Austin. But if he gets as far as the cottage hospital before he does, we're quids in.